Are you not worried that there are people that may leave the organization because you, as a previous fellow of the Institute of Race Relations, is now in this powerful position in the DA? Helen Mashaba told Radio 702 last week that if the party is taken over by so-called right-wing people, and he made reference also to the Institute of Race Relations and the influence that he thinks has on the party, then he's going to leave the organization. Does that worry you?
Well, I can't possibly think that Herman Mashaba was referring to me when he was talking about right-wing, because Herman knows very well that I was hiding Mkhonto Wesizwe operatives in my house in the height of a state of emergency when he was a businessman making many billions out of hair straighteners and things. So he can't possibly think that I am right-wing. When I was doing things with my editor, for example, like exposing the death of Steve Biko, he was a businessman making a lot of money. He couldn't possibly, in his wildest dreams, think that I was right-wing.
But he made reference also to the Institute of Race Relations and the concern that he has that it seems to want to push and position and have an influence in DA policy. And you are the only person right now who comes from the Institute of Relations who's holding this powerful position in the DA. So that reference actually makes a lot of sense. Are you worried that some people will leave because you're from this organization that they see as having been attacking the DA and wanting to influence the party?
I think Herman Mashaba is a Democrat. And he used to be the chairman of the Free Market Foundation. Now, there would be people in the South African Institute of Race Relations who would agree with the Free Market Foundation. Some would disagree. But they're in exactly the same ideological space. And Herman was the chairman of the Free Market Foundation, and they once held a congress in Orania. So that would be very weird to me. I mean, I don't want to ever go to Orania and hold a congress in Orania. But the bottom line is, the IRR has a right to exist. The Free Market Foundation has a right to exist. They may be more right-wing than Herman Mashaba, they may not. I don't know where Herman Mashaba stands today. He may have rejected where the Free Market Foundation stands. He may not have. Who knows? But why should the Free Market Foundation have anything to do with his role in the DA? And why should the Institute of Race Relations have anything to do with his role as mayor of Johannesburg and in the DA? The two things don't mesh. Now, the bottom line is this. I don't know whether he said it. I read it in the newspapers. But I read a lot of the things in the newspapers about what I'm supposed to have said that I don't even recognize. So I don't assume that Herman said that. If he says that to me, I will have this debate with him.
One of the things Mr. Maimane said about a few weeks ago was that there are certain people who want to reclaim the DA, and these are the old guard of the DA, and these are the people that are against the DA's vision. And I don't want to say his vision because we've clarified that there's only the DA's vision. He says the DA's vision is for a non-racial society, and he believes that, of course, race must be a proxy when you deal with policies such as Black economic empowerment. We know your views on that. What do you say to people that say your election today signifies what Maimane warned of, that the DA is being taken over by the so-called pure liberals who want to take the DA back to what it was, the party that focuses on the rights of the minority?
There's no question that the DA has ever focused on the rights of the minority. And that's the problem with South Africa's thinking. That very question shows me that you only think of groups. And I presume you're talking about a racial majority and racial minorities. That's the core problem of the general discourse in South Africa. It's amazing how the ANC has shaped everybody's thinking and frame of reference in South Africa. That's not the DA's point of departure. The DA's point of departure is that you are free to define your own identity, of which one part may be your race, but only one part. We coalesce, people of different races, different genders, different religions, different beliefs, different abilities, around a common set of values and a common set of ideas. And we stand up for those ideas. And those include white people, Black people, colored people, people who aren't interested in being classified, atheists, Muslims, Jews, Christians, who all believe in freedom, who all believe in protecting each other's rights, who all believe we are equal in this country. That is the idea. And that is the very antithesis of saying we stand up for minorities and we stand up for majorities. We stand up for the rights of individuals to choose who they are, to freely associate with who they are, but we insist that they stand up for the right of other people to do the same. So to claim that the DA was ever a party that stood up for minorities is to misunderstand our project entirely.